As the crisp air of fall settles in, our kitchens once again become the heart of warmth and comfort. From the harvest table to the hearth, this journey will explore simple, heartwarming recipes that bring the beauty of autumn straight to your table. Welcome to Buckeye Bloomstead, where the garden's bounty meets the warmth of home and where every season tells its own story through food. Each recipe will appear on screen as we go, giving you a moment to pause and write it down if you'd like. And for your convenience, I've also placed the recipes in the description and pinned comment below. So settle in, relax, and let the flavors of fall inspire you. Okay, let's get right into it. Now, everyone has probably had hot chocolate at some point in their life. But have you ever had pumpkin spice hot chocolate? Imagine the rich, velvety taste of hot chocolate, infused with the smooth sweetness of pumpkin and the warmth of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. This is not just a drink, it is autumn in a cup. On the screen, you'll see the recipe laid out simply. Take a moment to pause if you'd like to jot it down. This is a recipe you'll return to again and again whenever the evenings grow long and the air turns crisp. To make it, whisk together cocoa, a spoonful of pumpkin puree, milk, and just a touch of sugar. As it simmers, the fragrance alone is enough to chase away the chill of the season. Set aside a pinch or so of cinnamon, nutmeg, pumpkin spice to top off the whipped cream at the end. Continue to add the remaining ingredients such as vanilla. When hot, pour in each cup, and when you top each cup off with a cloud of whipped cream and a sprinkle of cinnamon, pumpkin, and clove, you'll understand why this humble cup has become a fall favorite. Just remember, if you are not a fan of one of the ingredients, simply leave it out. But, as sweet as this is, fall is about more than mugs and spices. It's also a season for baking, where the warmth of the oven fills the home with aromas that feel like a hug. Let's step into the world of autumn treats, and that would be spiced pumpkin bread. Few things say fall quite like the scent of pumpkin bread rising in the oven. Soft, moist, and filled with spices, it's the perfect companion to morning coffee or an evening cup of tea. To make it, combine flour, sugar, eggs, oil, and, of course, pumpkin puree, along with cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. The result is a loaf that carries the very essence of autumn. The recipe is on your screen now. Pause here if you'd like to write it down. But don't be surprised if one loaf disappears faster than you expect. Around here, it never lasts long. And if you prefer something small and sweet, with just the right touch of crunch, let me tempt you with the next treat. Maple pecan cookies. These little treasures bring together the sweetness of maple syrup and the buttery crunch of pecans. Crisp at the edges, soft in the center, they're the kind of cookie that fills a jar one day and empties the next. Perfect for sharing, or perhaps not sharing at all. The recipe is simple, and you'll find it on the screen now. A pause here will give you time to note it down. Just imagine these cookies cooling on the rack as the autumn sun slips low, and you'll know exactly why they belong in this collection. To get started on these maple pecan cookies, you need to get to toasting your pecans. Just place 1 cup of pecans on a baking sheet scattered apart and bake for 8 to 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. They should slightly darken but not be too dark or burnt. Burnt pecans will, well in our opinion, ruin the taste of these cookies. Toasting the pecans is imperative for the true flavor of these cookies. Once you've tried an untoasted pecan next to a toasted pecan, you will know there is a world of a difference. And by the way, you can buy pre-toasted pecans if you prefer to skip the step of roasting them yourself. Also, this cookie dough will need to be chilled. Since there is maple syrup in the dough, the texture of the dough is much softer and wet. Chilling the dough will help prevent the cookies from spreading too much on the cookie sheet. Now keep in mind, all-purpose flour, also known as plain flour, the key to a good cookie is measuring your flour properly. Too much flour or too less can drastically alter the cookie. If you must use cup measurements, then use a spoon to scoop the flour into the measuring cup, then use a knife to scrape the top off so it's an even cup. In a medium-sized bowl, whisk together the flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cornstarch. Set it aside. Now if you have an electric mixer, fit it with a paddle attachment if you have one, or if you don't have one, just use a large bowl with a handheld electric mixer. And of course, you can make these cookies by hand if you don't have any kind of electric mixer. It might take a bit more work, but it is doable. So, combine butter and sugar, then mix on medium for around 2 minutes until light and fluffy. Be sure to scrape the sides of the bowl so all that goodness is evenly combined. Add egg, vanilla, maple syrup, and maple extract mix until fully combined. The mixture may seem a little curdled at first, just keep mixing so it is as best combined. These maple pecan cookies are perfectly chewy, full of maple flavor and rich toasted pecans. We found ourselves unable to eat just one. These cookies get their maple flavor from maple syrup and maple extract. You need both to really get that maple flavor. We use 100% real maple syrup and real maple extract. And the toasted pecans really give the cookies a nice crunch. For a twist, you can add chocolate chips to the cookie mix. However, the chocolate flavor tends to take over the taste of the maple syrup. But feel free to add 1/2 3/4 cup chocolate chips if desired. Gently fold in dry ingredients, then stir in the toasted pecans. After all ingredients are combined, scoop 1.5 tablespoon-sized cookies with a medium cookie scoop. Place cookie dough balls on a wax-lined tray that can fit in the refrigerator, or use plastic containers to put your cookie dough balls in. Let the dough balls chill for 2 hours. Line your baking sheet with parchment paper. Bake the maple pecan cookies for 9 to 12 minutes until lightly golden brown. Let the cookies cool on the sheet for 5 minutes before transferring to a wire rack to cool completely. Store at room temperature in an airtight container for up to 5 days. Now, the great thing about this recipe is that you can freeze the cookie dough to make it a later time. To freeze unbaked cookie dough balls, scoop the cookie dough and place it on a parchment-lined sheet pan or large plate to freeze. Once they are frozen, about an hour or two, place the dough balls into an airtight container or freezer-safe bag and freeze for up to 3 months. When ready to bake the frozen cookie dough, follow normal instructions, but add a minute or two to the bake time. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite autumn recipe is. We would love to hear what it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider doing so? It costs nothing but lets the YouTube algorithm know you are enjoying our content, and that in turn will help our channel grow. Be sure to hit that like icon and the bell icon so you hear first when a new video is up. Now coming up, the smell of apples is in the air. Fall is also the season of apples, the orchard's gift to the table, and no recipe list would be complete without a warm apple dessert. Picture tender apples, baked beneath a golden topping of oats and brown sugar, drizzled with ribbons of caramel. This is comfort food at its finest. A dessert that brings people to the table with smiles before the dish even leaves the oven. The recipe is here on your screen. Take a moment to pause if you'd like to jot it down. Served warm with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, this crisp is more than dessert. It's a tradition waiting to happen. And while desserts sweeten the season, the cool evenings call for something heartier. Let's turn now to the meals that warm the body as much as the spirit. Butternut squash soup. Smooth, golden, and velvety, this soup captures the very color of autumn leaves. Roasted butternut squash, simmered with onions, garlic, and a touch of cream, becomes a dish that is both elegant and comforting. Garnished with roasted pumpkin seeds, it's as beautiful to look at as it is satisfying to taste. You'll find the recipe on your screen now. Take a moment if you'd like to note it down. Simple ingredients, transformed into something extraordinary. That's the magic of fall cooking. But sometimes, a soup needs a stronger companion. A meal that feels rustic, hearty, and rooted in tradition. For that, we look to the humble stew. There is nothing quite like a pot of stew simmering on the stove. Carrots, potatoes, onions, and your choice of beans or beef come together with herbs and broth to create a dish that is filling, nourishing, and timeless. This is the kind of meal that warms the soul after a long day in the crisp autumn air. The recipe is before you now. Pause if you'd like to write it down. And remember, like the season itself, stews are meant to be savored slowly. And yet, fall also gives us a chance to be creative, to turn simple vegetables into something remarkable. One such dish lies within the acorn squash. split in half, roasted until tender, and filled with a mixture of rice, cranberries, pecans, and herbs. The acorn squash becomes both the vessel and the feast. Each serving is a little masterpiece of flavor and presentation. Sweet, savory, and seasonal, it is fall on a plate. The recipe is here for you now. Pause to write it down, and don't be afraid to add your own twist. That's the beauty of cooking with the season. It's never the same twice. And so, from a steaming cup of pumpkin spice hot chocolate to the golden warmth of butternut squash soup, fall has given us more than recipes. It has given us traditions, reminders that food is not just nourishment, but comfort, celebration, and memory. If you've enjoyed this journey, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to Buckeye Bloomstead, where the garden's bounty and the seasons of life come together. Tell me in the comments which of these recipes will you try first, or perhaps you have a favorite fall tradition of your own. I'd love to hear about it. And one more thing, we'd love to know if you enjoy these kinds of recipe videos, and if so, what recipes or seasonal dishes you'd like us to feature next. Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Until next time, may your harvest be full, your kitchen warm, and your season blessed. Thank you for being here with us today, and we'll see you in the next one, right here on Buckeye Bloomstead.